Hey, this is Ami. Remember we animated that coffee mug before? Now we're gonna animate a portrait of a real person. So now our subject is not a mundane mug, it is a very unmundane person, and her name is Natalie. Natalie, thank you for being my model today. And a little bit different from drawing the mug, you're actually now a director. Here you have a person, an actor, a model, so you have to direct them and help them be the subject because you're gonna tell a story through them. So we're gonna do 60 seconds and I'll tell her next pose, next pose, next pose, and she's gonna do that and then we're gonna kind of create a little cool animation from it. Natalie, you ready? All right. So I want everyone to grab their indelible drawing implements and their paper and we're gonna get ready to animate Natalie. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Ami, I can't draw people. I can't draw even a coffee mug barely. But in fact, anyone can draw. And you can think about some of the animated movies, some of the most popular things in the world. They're all very simple. Think about South Park or something like that. It's just basically a bunch of circles and squares and triangles. So, you can either draw Natalie realistically if that's what you want, or you can make a character out of her, anything you want. So let's get started with our first 60-second pose. Again, we're gonna do these pretty quickly, so you'll have a little bit of time at the end to kind of finish them up. Now I'm under a lot of pressure because Natalie's looking at me drawing, and I always get nervous when people are looking at me drawing. They're like, oh, I don't look like that. But I'm gonna do my best because I only have 60 seconds. And you guys at home, when you're doing this with your friends or whoever, you can always spend a little more time, but just for the sake of this video, we're gonna do 60 seconds. And I can't see Natalie's mouth, which kind of sucks, but that means it gives me an opportunity to do other things. Imagining maybe what it looks like. And about 10 seconds left. All right, so now we're gonna go to our second pose. So Natalie, can you hold your hands up like this? Kind of clenched fists, yeah. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna go to my second piece of paper. And when I'm drawing this, I wanna kind of, again, be cognizant a little bit of where we are on the page. Before we trace over one to the other, we don't have to do that, but just think about where you're drawing on the page. All right, next pose, starting now. At home or when you're with someone else, you could spend a little more than 60 seconds. That's pretty quick, maybe 90 or 2 minutes. But again, it's important to do it kind of quickly so you don't spend too much time on each one. It's more about how all the images and drawings you do work together. And it's really fun to have something you can do with your friend. You'll draw them, then they can switch over. They'll be the director, they'll draw you, and then you guys can both create animations together, which is a really fun thing. All right, so now we're gonna do our next pose. And Natalie, I want you to go like this. And I will start now. All right, last pose. I want you to go like this, like shoulders up, but arms like straight down. Like, get ready, start. And if you don't have Natalie or a friend like Natalie at home to draw, you can always draw people on Zoom. I do a lot of Zoom portraits these days. And actually the good thing about it is it kind of keeps people in a frame, which makes them a little easier to draw. Drawing from life is always best, but you know, because when you're drawing from a screen, it's already doing a lot of work for you. It's kind of flattening people out or flattening objects out. So it's not quite the same, but these days, sometimes it's what you need to do. So, and it's also, you can do, people don't move quite as much and it's kind of easier in some ways, so. All right. So now that I've done my 4 drawings of Natalie, take a minute and finish up my drawings, just kind of get them all kind of as tight as I possibly can. It's good to see them, look at them all kind of together so you can consistent as possible. And again, I got a little fanciful on this. It was kind of, you know, playing off her mask. Sometimes you play off the features of people or something that's different or, you know, a character, but because of the mask, it kind of gave me something to kind of play with. And it's good sometimes just to kind of color in dark shapes and things like that, just so you can kind of really see the details that you want to kind of show up will show up. And I always make people look kind of crazy and angry because that's just my thing, I don't know. It's my catharsis. She is a perfectly nice person and does not do any of the stuff that I've just drawn. All right. So now that we've done this, we're gonna shoot our animation like we did before, and we'll check it out. So that's Natalie animated. Let me see your version. Man, that's cool. Once again, I'm Ami. Thanks for animating me today. I have more workshops coming up in drawing and animation. Reach out to me at amigonzoviz.com or go to gonzoviz.com/workshops for more information. Thanks.